What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another SLA video. All right, guys, it's that time. I think it's time to do a little bit of a cleanup with our artifacts. Some of you guys have been asking, Payne, what artifact should I still keep? Which one should I get rid of? I think it's going to do a little bit of an update here and give you guys that whole rundown of what is worth having, what is worth getting rid of, and what you should focus on going forward, and in what content, right? Because I mean, every single piece of artifact will work differently for every content. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of situation. So we are going to go over all that and kind of give you guys a general sense of what's happening. Before I go through with that video though, I do want to remind you guys, content creator program is still going on right now. Click that support button, guys. This is the last day to claim your codes. 1,500 essence stones, 30 traces of fragments, some linen, and some gold coming your way. The season ends in a week, I believe, maybe a little over a week, and the new season will start again. So you will need to extend in order to keep getting codes from me. So please do so. I want to thank everybody who supported me this season. JSTO Sod, 1544, 101. I think this is Taco. This is definitely Cap. I remember this time Capsy. I remember level 640, 515, Connor, and 057. Please click that support button if you haven't done so. If you are going to continue supporting me, that extend button will pop up next season. It'll be very soon or before next season. So make sure you extend, guys, to continue getting your codes, or you will miss out on some big ones that are coming your way, especially because we have Jinnah dropping very, very soon. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the artifacts that are worth keeping, which ones are worth getting rid of, and what you should do with them. So first off, artifacts. There are quite a few now, and I don't know if they're going to be coming out with any new ones anytime soon, but we have a lot, and I mean a lot of them to go through. So let's cover what you should use and where and why you want to keep these. Okay, so let's go over the ones you want to keep. So first off, toughness set. Keep at least, I'd say, 4 copies of this toughness set, full copies, and I would keep at least one of the bracers for each element. Now, the reason why toughness set is useful, and honestly this is the only place it really has been used going forward, is in BOT. That's right, if you guys don't know and you're brand new, Battlefield of Time does not require you to level up any gear. The only thing that matters is not stats, but it's the set bonuses. That's right. None of your stats matter. Only thing that matters for BOT is your set bonus and your dupes and your skill levels. All right. Those are the things that are going to matter. So in this case, toughness is actually one of the best BOT sets out there. This season, not as useful because of the high level crit, but that's also kind of not true because I know a lot of people have been saying that. The 4-piece set gives you an insane amount of crit damage increase, and that sometimes makes the difference in the fight before finishing a better time and a worse time. So toughness is absolutely one you want to keep at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 copies of, depending how many units you want to have this, whether you're doing hunter mode or Sung Jin Woo, right? Okay, now get rid of the rest though. Doesn't matter if you don't have to worry about stats again. Don't even have to worry about leveling it up. Just keep a couple things. The only thing that matters again is keeping elements for the bracers, and that's an important one. Okay, solid analysis 2. Just keep 2. That's all you're going to need. I wouldn't go more than 2. Hell, you can even probably keep 1. Again, keep all the bracer elements as usual because it does make a difference. But just in case, just hold on to 1 or 2 of these. The rest can be gone. Again, where is it used? Well, Battlefield of Time, yet again, is the best place for solid analysis. It does have a spot in there. Guardian. Now, this one is tricky. Guardian is used almost everywhere, right? Guardian set gives you a bonus when you have a shield on, also expands your shield capacity. Guardian, I would keep at least 3 sets, specifically revolving around your support units, okay? Because whenever you gain a shield and they have this on, you will gain that bonus as well. So make sure at least 3, okay? Because usually when you run, let's say guild boss or something like that, sometimes you'll have 3 supports, sometimes you'll have 4. So I mean, you can technically keep 4 of these, but at the end of the day, again, same thing applies, guys. This is going to apply all across the board. Keep the bracers for every element. For everything else though, you can sell outside of keeping yourself 4. Now, usually in this situation, it's HP based and defense based for Guardian. You can keep an attack one as well in case the unit comes out in the future or one that may use it now, but at the end of the day, you can just keep those and get rid of the rest. Okay, these are not mandatory ones whatsoever. And same thing with Angel and White. I would keep 1 or 2. Realistically, again, good for BOT. Little less useful everywhere else, I'd say, but again, 1 or 2 of these is good. Same with Noble Sacrifice. Both these sets here are BOT sets in my opinion. I mean, technically Guild Boss, you can use them, maybe the Angel and White set, but Noble Sacrifice is strictly going to be used for BOT. So again, 1 set, 2 sets, your choice. I wouldn't go any more than that if you don't need it. One hit kill, this is also another one that's a little bit iffy, right? This one here is useful for 1 or 2 characters max, so you can keep that. Definitely Kanae uses it still, so Kanae is the biggest one, biggest biggest user of this specific one, especially the 2-piece set with Curse. So you can keep 1 or 2 sets of this one. And again, making sure that the bracers are keeping all the elements in check, just in case someone else comes out in the future. But again, Kanae is the biggest noticeable one here, and she uses it pretty much throughout every content. So whether it's POD, Guild Boss, whether you're doing hard mode demos, whether you, whatever the case may be, if it's sometimes we're using it for BOT as well, right? So, and Battlefield of Trials and Battlefield of Time. So make sure you hold on to that. Armed. Now this one is becoming more and more popular. And the reason why it's becoming more popular is because defense penetration is becoming a thing in this game, specifically revolving around some units. Think about the Scorpion, for example, in the Encore missions. Think about Guild Boss like Fakna. You can use Armed pretty much to boost your defense penetration by 18%, which is quite a bit. So arm set, I would say keep at least 5 to 6 of these good ones and use these throughout. Now, armed is not just specifically for defensive or attack spec units. Even though the set bonus does give you attack in the beginning, it's the defense penetration that you care about, the 4-piece set. And I've used this with Thomas to beat hard mode demos when it first came out on my free to play. So this is not just exclusive to attack units, even though it's better for attack units. It can be used pretty much through everybody. So arm set, I would suggest keep at least 5 to 6 of these guys and go from there. Solid foundation, honestly, just one. One is fine. I still have yet to use this throughout any of the gaming lately, so I've just kept one. Destroyer, honestly, I have 0. It's gone to shits pretty much. I haven't seen a reason to even have it. Hopefully they, bring it back to some extent to give it a little bit of love, but this one can completely be removed. Again, you can keep one for BOT purposes, but that's the only real place I see it. Same with Warmonger, another BOT one. I've got 8 here because I kept them for my defensive units as well as my attack units, but in this case, I probably only need 3 or 4 sets. I could probably delete all 8 of these. Iron Will, way too many. This one here, probably maximum 4 units. I'd say just in case, just hold on to 4 of them. All of them, if I recall, are all defensive units. So we're talking about Charlotte, we're talking about Thomas, Leonard, and I believe there's one other, if even that, maybe 3 units max, right? So Iron Will is something you definitely can start getting rid of. I've got way too many of them, so I got to start removing this. You guys can see 267 of those. Angel and White, 243. I got to do some cleanups. Guardian, 250, 142, 277. Way too many. This is a ton of gold that or armor scraps that I need or could be getting because I've been too lazy to clean up, and I've got to go through this myself because if we look at my artifacts right now, where am I at? How many artifacts do I currently have? Let's find out. Let's go back to artifacts for a sec. If I go to management, I'm almost there. So I got to do this massive cleanup. And remember, guys, to lock your artifacts. That's very, very important as well, too, right? If you don't lock it, you might lose one accidentally that you don't want to lose. All right, champion of the field, just one. BOT. I don't see a reason for this at all outside of that. So don't bother going any further than what you need to do and just going for that one over there, okay? Executioner, I'd say 2 to 3 on this one. Again, Battlefield of Time for the most part. 2 to 3 just because your DPS can use it, and it is sometimes useful, especially if you're running into MP problems. So Executioner, 1 or 2. Berserker, just 1. Just 1, really. I think SM Beck's the only one that really uses this. Outstanding ability, as many as you need. This is one of the ones that have just blown up and is killing it for every class, whether you're attack, HP, or defensive spec. Outstanding abilities is the best set currently for rings, and you want to definitely use it. And of course, expert, you want to get as many as you need for this as well too, specifically revolving your attack unit. So these 2 here, whatever you need, as many as you need, these should be 2 of your highest ones in there. Sylph, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 is good enough. Sell the rest. Outstanding ability, I'd just say 1 or 2. Again, for BOT, right? Specifically for BOT. Concentration of firepower, 1 or 2. Again, BOT. A lot of this is going to be BOT. Shining Star, this one I'd say keep at least 3 or 4. Just for now, we haven't done enough testing to see if it really is useful outside of Battlefield of Time, but you might find it useful in some WOBLs and other places where it's just hunter mode specific, right? Destructive Instinct, I'd say 2 to 3 max, just because it does give you a little bit more damage, but then you get more out of these other sets here, so hold off on that one. I'd say maybe 2 or 3 max. Burning Curse, this is a big one, right? Burning Curse, I'd say hold on to as many as you need, specifically revolving around your DPS. Burning Greed, as many as you need, revolving around your breakers. Burning Blessing, as many as you need, revolving around your actual support units. And the same thing goes for Chaotic Infamy. Chaotic Desire, and Chaotic Wish. Because they're so new, they're harder to get right now, but the drop rate is increasing, so definitely start using your keys, guys, to get as many of these as you need. But these 6 here are massive, massive, massive for number 1, power growth, and number 2, just for usability. So don't sell these ones unless you are done building up all your characters, and then sell the rest, obviously, or hold on to them for future characters that show up. But everything else you guys see here that I have, for example, all this Angel and White nonsense, get rid of it. Like, I don't need any of, like, this is just crazy. The fact that I've even kept that many, right? So you guys can just go, like, here, I go select all. If I go up to here, if I just do all the way across the board, right? You guys can see I've got 100 of them, 1.45, perfect. That means I haven't leveled anything up. I'm good to salvage, and I'm going to keep doing this until I have enough room to just keep a couple of these, period, right? And all I need to make sure is I have one or 2 sets for Angel and White, and the rest can just pretty much kick rocks. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching. Get yourself that gold, fill up some space in your inventory, or empty some space in your inventory in this case, and get yourself some resources that you valuable resources that you probably need. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.